Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing session 2, the art of unlearning. So, the most significant obstacle to rewiring your reality isn't a lack of knowledge, but the ego's fierce need to be right. Your ego is the part of you that identifies with your current beliefs, even if they're holding you back. It will tell you, that's just how I am, or I've always done it this way, effectively building a fortress around your existing paradigm. To change your mind, you first have to disarm your ego. So let's look at the backfire effect when facts don't change minds. So this isn't just an anecdotal phenomenon, it's well documented psychological bias. Researchers have found that when people are presented with information that directly contradicts their core beliefs, especially on topics like politics or identity, it often has the opposite of the intended effect. Instead of changing their minds, people double down on the original beliefs. This is known as the backfire effect. In a landmark study, participants were shown news articles that debunked a false political claim. Not only did a significant percentage of them fail to update their beliefs, but a shocking 80% of those with prior convictions became even more convinced of the original falsehood after being presented with the contradictory evidence. So there's lots of different stories. So the main core thing is that the ego feels threatened. And so then it constructs a powerful defense mechanism to protect its established worldview. This defensive response is a major roadblock to personal growth. So humility, that's the gateway to growth. So how do you bypass this defense? Humility, true humility. Because true humility is not about thinking less of yourself, it's about thinking of yourself less. Or more accurately, being less attached to your current mental model. It's the courage to admit, I might be wrong. It's a fundamental openness to new information, regardless of whether it aligns with your past beliefs. So let's look at a case study. So we have an adaptable CEO. So we'll consider two CEOs leading similar companies. So CEO A, let's call him that. He operates from a place of ego. He believes his initial business plan is perfect and his leadership style is beyond reproach. When market data shows a need to pivot, he ignores it. I built this company, I know what's best for it, so his ego needs to be right in order to prevent him from adapting, and then the company eventually loses market share. So now let's look at CEO B. So CEO B operates from a place of humility. So she admits she doesn't have all the answers and actively seeks out feedback, even when it's critical. When the market data comes in, and she doesn't see it as a personal failure, but as a chance to learn. So she gathers her team and says, our initial approach isn't working. What can we do differently? By unlearning the need to be a know-it-all, she creates a space for innovation and adaptation, allowing her company to thrive. The most successful people in any field are not the ones who never make mistakes. They are the ones who are willing to admit when they're wrong and humble enough to learn and pivot. By recognizing your ego's defenses and cultivating humility, you create the mental space necessary for a true and lasting paradigm shift.